You were tuned into the best. It's G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. Big shout out to the sponsors of the channel, my boy Fast Classic, my boy Matt. Definitely check their information out in the description box. And definitely get at your boy on Instagram at BoxWithG5JeffTV. That's BOXWIT G5JeffTV. Now, this past Saturday, great card. Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor, Derek Chisora, David Price, Lee Selby, Ricky Burns. It's a nice ass card. Real nice card. A lot of action. And big shout out to everybody that was on that card. Now, going into the fight, Derek Chisora made a lot of headlines. You know, basically saying he should be the headliner. You know, he should be getting more money and all of that. And the first press conference for this card, Derek Chisora took over the shit. Like, he just took it over on some straight G shit and said everything he wanted to say. And from that point forward, it was a big issue on whether Derek Chisora should be the main event. Now, at that particular time, it was Derek Chisora and Joseph Parker, but Joseph Parker got out of the fight because of a spider bite. I'm not going to comment on that, but moving forward, Derek Chisora thought that he should be the main event. And I even did a video prior to these fights happening on who should be the main event. So I'm going to bring the question up again. Now, since the card is done and over with, and Josh Taylor and Regis Prograis basically had almost a classic fight, and it had the significance in terms of the World Boxing Super Series, do you still think Derek Chisora should have been the main event of that card? Now, conventional thinking would be like, hell no. Like, you seen what Josh Taylor and Regis Prograis did? Absolutely. But this is the angle I'm going with it. My little homie, My Sports, big shout out to My Sports. He sent me a video, and it was a guy, he was just interviewing fans. He was interviewing fans after the card. And the majority of the fans was like, they was there to see Derek Chisora. Like, they didn't really mention too much about Josh Taylor. They didn't mention too much about Regis Prograis. They came there to see Derek Chisora. So when you're figuring out a main event, is it the guy that's going to bring in the most money? Is it the guy that's the most popular? Or should it be the best fight? Should it be the best fight? Now, me personally, I thought that Josh Taylor and Regis Prograis should have been the main event, simply because it was the better fight, it was more significance, and money wasn't an issue in regards to my thinking, because if Derek Chisora is on a card and people are going to come, period. It don't matter if he's the co-main event or the main event, so the money's going to be there regardless. Now, I know for Derek Chisora, it was a little different. There's a difference in pay range when you the main event versus the co-main event. I get that. But, you know, it was clear to me, like, Josh Taylor and Regis Prograis should have been the main event. But there's a lot of people that still feel like Derek Chisora should have been the main event of that card. And is it a big issue? No. Does it really matter in hindsight? No. But when you have situations like this, these are things that have to be ironed out in order to put on more great cards like this one. Like, this card was stacked as far as I was concerned. It was stacked. And when you have 3 quality fights on the television portion and you got a total of 9-10 fights on the docket, that's a nice ass card. That's a nice ass card, and I think boxing needs to do that a little bit more. They need to put together all around good cards and put a nice mix of fighters on these cards so you can pack these arenas up. And I was just talking about this recently. I was like, the Artur Beterbiev and Alexander Vuzdik fight, the fact that that went down in Philadelphia and they didn't have a Philadelphia fighter on the card, it just didn't make any sense. So some of boxing's problems is just straight marketing. Like, just straight marketing. Like, they don't package the product right sometimes. I mean, I don't mean to sound like a dope boy right there, but they ain't packaging up the product right. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that was just a great card, period. Everybody went in there and did their thing. So there's not many people talking about who should have been the main event or who shouldn't have been the main event. I just know that it was a topic on this particular channel. And despite the fans saying they came there to see Derek Chisora, despite all of that, I still don't think he should have been the main event. I mean, hell, there's a lot of people that come to see Broner, but there's plenty of fights he done had that I don't think he should have been the main event. It is what it is. Just because you're the popular guy doesn't mean you should be the main event. But big shout out to Derek Chisora and everybody on that card. But it was just something I had to touch on. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.